Hello, everyone. I'm glad that you've come in. You've been facing a challenge in your family, and I would like to know what you think is the challenge. Would one of you like to start?
I can start off. I've just been noticing recently, I've been having a lot of trouble with my daughter, Gayatri. Um, like she's been having seeming to have a harder time struggling in school and stuff, but she's also been getting a lot more angry with me, telling me that I'm not there for her, telling me that I don't give her enough time and that I'm not coming to enough things for her. And I tell her I'm trying as hard as I can, I'm giving her as much time as I can, but I mean she spends half of the time with like my ex-wife, and then the other half time with our family. And I also have we have our 3-year-old who takes up a lot of time as well. And so there's only so much I can give her, but her expectations are, I feel, unreasonable to me.
Thank you. So is there someone else that would like to say what they think?
Well, Maria and I have a really good relationship, and I've been in Gayatri's life since she was 12. We got married about 5 years ago. And I definitely noticed a change. When Gayatri was a little bit younger, we did spend more time together. It was a little easier. And the change seemed to have come when Amiko arrived. We seem to have a hard time juggling these new family dynamics.
Thank you. And would one of you like to say your perspective on things?
Yeah, I mean, Gayatri spends a lot more time with me now,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see that she's having a really hard time adjusting, and she tells me that she feels excluded, and I can definitely see how that is happening. I know the way Daniel can get when he's distracted and he's now focusing on his new family, that when Gayatri tries to talk to him, he just ignores the problem, and she doesn't have a chance. He doesn't really listen to her. I know they're trying their best, but I can definitely see where Gayatri is coming from, feeling excluded.
Thank you. And Gayatri, what's your perspective on this all?
Well, I guess I feel like I don't want to spend any time with my dad and my stepmom because they seem to have this like new family and they never have any time for me, whereas when I can spend time with my mom, like she gives me all the time that I need, so like it doesn't seem worth it to have to like take off half of my time and spend it with my dad when I could be spending it with my mom.
It's just hard because we do try to do family activities, and we try to include Gayatri as much as possible, but there is definitely some resistance there. I definitely see how she wants to spend some alone time with her father, but we want to build with her, you know. We want her to have a good relationship with her sister despite the age gap, and there seems to be a lot of resistance. I try to be really patient, but it's hard when there's that much resistance.
Yeah. Like she just said, she doesn't want to spend that time with us, so there's not much I can do. I'm not going to fight with her over it every single time.
So, as a narrative therapist, we look at our life as a story, and we can interpret it in different ways. And right at the moment, it looks like the family dynamic says Gayatri is the problem. Would you say that's true? Would you say that's true? That's how it's viewed in the family?
Yeah, I definitely see that like my stepmom and my dad see me as the problem, whereas like I don't think that's the case.
And with this approach, we try to change the story of our life so that the problem isn't in a person, it's outside, and it's something that impacts the whole family. And from something you said, I'm wondering whether you would say the problem is exclusion, if we can name that problem back. And does that sound like a reasonable thing to call the problem?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I feel excluded from the new family that's happening in front of me.
And would you say exclusion is a problem that impacts the family?
Definitely. I mean, like I said, Gayatri used to spend a lot more time with us when she was younger, and there's been a shift, and I miss her.
So Daniel, would you agree that the problem could be labeled as exclusion?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think exclusion is a good word to kind of sum it up, whether it's not, it's because of us excluding her, or she's chosen to self-exclude herself.
Good, okay. Maria, you were the one that first brought up the word exclusion, and would you say that that's a good way to label the problem?
Definitely. I can see just from talking to my daughter that since Emika was born, she does feel excluded from the family. I think she feels like she's no longer, her father isn't paying attention to her anymore, that he's solely focused on his daughter, his 3-year-old daughter now. I think it's just hard for her to get the attention that she craves, that she wants from her dad, that she needs.
And Gayatri, would you say that that's a reasonable label to call the problem?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, so what I'm hoping next session, that we can look at how exclusion, the problem exclusion, impacts each of you, and how it impacts your relationships, your individual relationships, and the family dynamic. And if there are times when it doesn't impact, when it's not present, and how we can help the family work together to have the problem outside and build stronger relationships within the family. Does that sound like a good plan for next time?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Great. So, same time next week.